Hello, welcome to the Blue Sky Project case study discussion. Professor Amit Green shares the bad news with Hudson, the IT director, that there needs to be a 25% reduction in funding for the Institute. This change is taking place because of economic conditions, and they need to find a way to save money. So Hudson gets to work right away. He knows that this cut in spending is going to reduce staffing, also reduce operating costs, and he comes up with a solution to move their research storage to a cloud. This should save a ton of money. So he works with the accounting department to put together a cost benefit analysis. And after this research is done, yes, it is true. This will save the Institute a lot of money. So they come up with top 3 options with a committee of who a great cloud provider would be. 2 of the options were very established cloud providers, and one was a new option called OpenRange. This would undercut the cost of the other 2 more established cloud providers. So Hudson leads the committee in making the decision to move forward with OpenRange. As we look at Hudson as a project manager throughout the case, we can see he has some strengths and some weaknesses in his role as a project manager. His strengths include being knowledgeable and having a really strong skill set for all of the technology that he's working with at the Institute. And he's very visionary in thinking outside the box for ideas to solve problems, whether it be a virus in the system or just huge projects like this, the conversion project with the cloud storage. That was all him. He organized that, did the research behind the scenes to put that into motion, and he's just a really hard worker overall. Now, his weaknesses include, I think he was so excited about the cloud storage and finding this cheap option that he didn't look at the big picture of maybe doing some more research on the track record of the company OpenRange. We know it's a new company. I think he was excited about some features that it offered, but it would have been great to do a little bit more research on, in the long run, what will it look like for costs and timeline to go with a new company versus a more established cloud storage company. And then also, Hudson as a leader just really lacked in seeing the value of relationships with his team and also taking the time to train, motivate, and empower his team. So as his team was in the storming phase of this project, it was just really disappointing to see him not step up as a leader, but instead be working behind the scenes on his own to work hard and complete the project, which is great. But as the project manager, he should have been the one that really stepped up and empowered and led the team through that hard times. Throughout the conversion to the OpenRange cloud storage, there were some pros and cons that happened in the overall project and team dynamics. Some of the pros included the scientists and researchers now being able to access files anywhere, anytime. So no matter what device they're on, as long as they can access the server, they can get to those files and complete research, which is great. Training a program was supposed to be included in the OpenRange contract, but truly the training teams that arrived at the Institute were not qualified, and that training program through OpenRange was really a bust. So that was a bummer. Jackson really took the lead at this time. Hudson kind of buried himself in work and worked hard, which is great. But what the team really needed in this time of change and like morale was low was a leader. And Jackson stepped up to the plate and really rallied the troops, helped out and walked people through this new technology, and also created resources and training tools and things like that to really lead the team and lead the Institute in this new change, even throughout power outages and this new company, OpenRange, working out the kinks at the Institute's expense. Professor Amit Green asked the question, who should he keep, Jackson or Hudson? I feel Hudson needs to take this opportunity to make a case for himself, explaining his skill set, his experience and technology background, and also his visionary ideas in problem solving with cost effective measures. I feel that this is not the first time that he has moved the Institute forward by designing new processes, thinking outside of the box. I feel he also needs to make a case to save himself and Jackson. In the toughest time of the conversion for Open Range, they really complemented each other well in the work that they did. So the technology expertise is really needed behind the scenes for Hudson. He did all of that, and then Jackson would take those ideas and put them into action with the rest of the team. So they really complemented each other well, and that might be another option for Professor Green, just to look at things as a bigger picture and see if there's any place else that they can reduce operating costs or possibly restructure staffing and cut a bunch of part-time employees to save 2 full-time employees. Lessons from this case study discussion included truly thinking about the value of relationships, communication, and building face-to-face time in your work day, and how important that is for team dynamics and just moving forward in any role or work situation. Hudson had strong experience and a strong skill set for his industry, but he really lacked leadership qualities and just being intentional about how he used his time. He was charged with being a leader in the IT department, and I feel like his focus was on the work, but not on the people that were within his team. So that's something as a takeaway for this case study discussion. Thank you so much for your time.